tonight with trying to get some production cutting done. And these few videos here in this wrap up of these queen posts, it's going to be more about making time but still getting it accurate. So a couple things I'm going to do, and part of the theme is I only want to bring out one tool at a time. You know, it's snowing again and all that, it's a little wet in here, and I hate having my tools out and that stuff. That's why you don't see me working out here in the rain or when it's really heavy snow often. I hate getting expensive tools just destroyed with that kind of thing, even my hand tools. But anyway, so keeping with that theme of production, like I said in last night's video, when you can get a lot of them together and you have them there milled ready to go all at once, it's beautiful. You can make some killer time. And I think we showed that a little bit with the tenon cutting and cutting these to length if you didn't catch that video. If you didn't catch that video, I'll throw a link. It'll pop up somewhere here, and if you're new to us. But anyway, so I have, now what do I have? About 20 kerfs in this I have to cut on the end grains for the chain mortise here. Rather than do one at a time, set the chain mortiser up and do the one, move to the next one, we're just going to fly through them. We're just going to get them all that good stuff, and we're going to keep going. I know many of you who are going to watch this have already seen this here a million times, but you haven't seen us really have a bunch laid out. You're only ever seeing me work on one timber at a time. Now you could use a utility knife to do this, but I find with the chain mortiser, I find that this really nice deep cut with the chisel makes the job so much cleaner. Now, the same thing goes with the chain mortiser. I have two different depths I want to cut here. So I might as well do all the same depth all at once. Kind of a neat thing about doing this is you're working on all of them, all of a sudden you have 5 that aren't finished, but before you know it, you have 5 that are completely finished. Now the other thing you want to do, or at least I know I need to do, because I don't want any more goof ups like some of the ones I've had in this frame because I didn't take the time I needed to take. You know, you guys, if you watch the Captain Stupid Mistake video, or you watch this timber frame repair, it kind of points exactly to what happens when you don't take all the steps you need to take. You get a little 1/2 inch or 1.5 inch measurement. You get something like that and it throws everything off. I've had 3 of those in this frame, 3 good ones like that. And there is a video on all of them. Now I had a comment from T. Wagner tonight on he would be perfectly happy with these timbers, and like I've said before, these timbers are just fine for vertical pieces, but I would not be able to use these for a horizontal piece. And that's not because of squareness or anything like that. That's because of the heartwood in most of them being totally out of whack. And on this one, it would be those knot clusters. That one with all the big giant knots in it, that would be totally useless as a horizontal member. Now up here, my snow loads are 50 pounds per square foot. And a number 2 grade pine is what I'm rated for. That right there, that pine I would call maybe common. It's not, it wouldn't rate very high, not in that one timber. No, we get them all? I dare say we did. So right now my mortiser is already set up from the last time for braces. So what I want to do, I'm going to just start down here in this end and we're going to work our way through and cut nothing but brace mortises with this thing. It's one setup for, well, it's multiple, you'll see, you'll see. So I'll throw you into time lapse. An old time lapse. Good for me, good for you. Alright, at this point, I've rolled them all over. Everything's marked up for the mortises, for the braces on this side. These last 2 timbers right here, these 2 posts, I only have to cut a mortise in one side for the braces because they're on the gable end. Now, when you're laying these out and you have to, say you only have to do something to one side of the timber, try to lay it out and sort of lay the timber oriented in such a manner as if it would be kind of sitting here. You could picture yourself standing it straight up and seeing exactly where that joint's going to go. That's how I have these oriented right here, because it would be really easy, and it's super easy to cut a mortise on the wrong side, but just take the time to kind of picture where that's going in your mind, and it'll save you a lot of frustration in the long run. But we're getting to be in pretty good shape. Those 5 mortises there we did on the faces took about 22 minutes. I timed it. That's not bad for 5 mortises, and that's with me running around or doing this and that too also. So we're going to get back to it. We'll put you back in time lapse and we'll cut this side, roll them over. We got a few more to go. I don't know if I'm going to get them all done tonight because unfortunately I'm on construction the next couple weeks. So installing HVAC units, so it's going to be up early and out the door early, so the videos might get a little bit shorter because obviously I've got to cut it off in time to go in, edit, hit upload and all that stuff, and then get a little bit of sleep. So anyway, we're going to get back to it.
Or make believe, just for novelty, tell it like it is. What you're defending, I'll never know.
Well, we're about halfway done with these. Again, it's a short one, I apologize, but it is a work night, and unfortunately on work nights I don't get nearly as much done as we did like last week when it was not a work night. But anyway, it does go a lot faster this way. I don't know if you noticed, but when I start doing a row of mortises, I'd start on that end, work my way back. This is the reason why. This way I don't have to stop in between each one, clean them all off. But now I got to roll them over and get the wood shavings out of there, because if they get any water in there, they freeze in. They're kind of a pain to deal with. But anyway, we're just plugging away. That's I've had what was it? One of the viewers asked. He says, "How do you eat an elephant?" And he says, "1 bite at a time." I've heard that one before, but really, that fits this project to a T. Just 1 bite at a time. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me, you know, or comment on the motivation and the drive to get this done. And, you know, it's one of those things to where, now how do I explain it? I wanted to build something here that kind of, something I could take a lot of pride in. Now, I built this house, it's a stick-built house and all that, but you know, I've always done better work for everybody else than I've done for myself. And unfortunately, you know, I know how to do all this stuff. I've built a few kitchens, I could do cabinet work and all that good stuff, and I can do it really well. But my house has always suffered for that because I've always taken the time to do it for everybody else better. And my poor wife has dealt with that for almost 15 years, you know, and so it's one of those things where I'm to a point in my life to where, okay, I've spent a lot of years working for everybody else and, you know, really getting up there and really putting in my all for everybody else and not here at home. And I just kind of came to the conclusion, you know, that, hey, you know I need a bigger shop anyway to kind of move on in the direction I want my life to take. Why don't I do it? Really take the time and do something that I can be really proud of. And, you know, it's getting kind of a deep discussion for this channel, but in all honesty, my sense of achievement in this is not how many views I can get on YouTube out of this project. I mean, granted, that is paying for it now, you know, a little bit here and a little bit there. That's part of the reason we're taking so long on it is it's materials. You know, I buy what I can when I can, a couple $100 a month here and there, but it adds up. It really adds up. But my motivation and my drive is just I kind of need this building for what I plan my future to be. Someday I'm really hoping to be able to make a living out of this thing, making tools and cutting timber frames and things like that, or even woodworking projects, whatever it takes, you know. And you know, I look at the long haul. I'm kind of on a 10-year plan here, and I say 10 years because once I hit the 20-year mark in the company I work for, I'll have a pretty decent pension. Now, if things happen to line out to where it becomes possible before then I will evaluate it at that time. But, you know, we're just a couple of years away from being out of debt, and I kind of want to be at a point where I can kind of decide how my day's going and what I want to do, you know. As far as not working, I'm always going to work, but it's either going to be here for myself or in the job I'm at now. But really hoping in a few years I can maybe turn this into a full-time thing for myself. You know, and that was part of the motivation for starting this channel was okay, I know how to do all this stuff, but who knows I know how to do it. You know, I figure what better way to get myself out there than documenting what I'm doing. I really wish I'd started it from day one, from the first timber, from the foundation, but that was a bit of an epiphany I had probably about a quarter of the way through staying in the frame itself. So, but I tell you, this has been enjoyable doing these videos and just the interaction with the regular viewers and the comments I get from the same guys every morning, every upload. I really look forward to that, and I try to answer everybody. You know, you guys are kind enough to watch these things, and it would behoove me to comment back because you guys are what's keeping this project going for me in a big way, and I can't thank everybody enough. But you know, I try to teach and show my kids that if you're willing to work for it, you can do anything you want. And I've got to get into that mindset myself. You know, I'm real good at saying it, but I'm at the point in my life where it's time to do it. You know, I've got a really good job. I can't complain about that, but I love the smell of sawdust too much and the sound of a hammer beating on an anvil too much to not want to pursue that further. But anyway, I know, getting a little deep here, getting a little rambly. I know it's a short one tonight, so it should be quick editing. I need to be in bed before 2 or 3 in the morning this time. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We're going to be doing this until these are done, And we are getting close on these and then it's off up there, so have a good evening. I'll catch you on the next one.